Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tomi. Today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely outfit. So this dress is actually inspired by TuBO. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. So let's go right into this video. So first off, I'm going to make use of 3.5 yards of fabric, your scissors, tape measure. So I'm going to show you how to fold your fabric. So now this is the length of the fabric, which is 3 yards, the long side. Then the width of the fabric depends on how long it is. I think mine came about 40 something inches. So now you have to fold it like so, then measure out the length of the dress, so your desired length. So from that end to your desired length, measure it out, then add your sewing allowance. So once you've done that, you fold it like this again, and that is how you have two of the pieces. So you're folding the back and the front together. So I actually make a straight line to have that as my starting point. So from that end, I'm going to measure my shoulder to bust, shoulder to waist, shoulder to hip, and my desired length with my extra inches for sewing allowance. So go ahead and cut that. So at the hem line, you need to deduct 6 inches from your hip. Now make sure you deduct, make sure the lower part is a bit pencil. That's the beauty of the dress. So for the waistline, we're making use of our waist measurement. So that's where the belt passes through. So for me, I realized that I came down by 1 inch, but I realized that it was too small. So if you can my fabric, lay down both the front and the back pattern on fold. So I'm going to impute my shoulder measurement, which is 16 divided by 2, which is 8. So go ahead and mark 8 inches. Then for the neckline, I use 3.5 by 3.5 for the front. Then I'm going to use 3.5 by 1.5 for the back. Now at this point, you can decide to measure out your desired length for your sleeve, but because this fabric already was not quite long enough, so I just made use, so I didn't bother to measure the sleeve length. So but if you have excess, or if your fabric is by 60 yards, by 3.5 yards, so you can go ahead and measure your sleeve measurement from your shoulder. So for the sleeve now, I'm going to measure 2 inches like this. So from the 2 inches, I'll connect it to my neckline. For the sleeve now, if you're going for this style, you can measure out how well you want that to be, this red style. But while I was in this video, I don't know what came over me. I just went ahead to cut. So from that sleeve now, you're going to measure out 1 inch inward. Now remember, this is the style we're making. So for this style, you're supposed to start at the waistline because you're going to have your belt pass through. So please make sure you start at the waistline. So that was the adjustment I actually did. So for the hemline, go ahead and deduct 6 from your hip measurement, then your value you divide it by 4, then you had 1 inch sewing allowance. So that's what I did there. That's 42 minus 6, my value divided by 4, I added 1 inch. So I'm going to connect that to our point. Now remember, I corrected that, so it's meant to be 1 inch below my waistline. Okay, so now for the opening, that's totally depends on you. If you want it to be too open, you know, it all depends. So I made use of these inches, and I'm going to make a suitable curve down to the point. A little bit, so just let your creativity guide you. Okay, so now having done this, the next thing I'm going to do is to work on my neckline. So for my neckline, go ahead and measure how deep you want your neckline to be. So measure how low you want that. Go ahead and input your value and connect it like this. Then from that point, I marked 1 inch inward. Then I'm going to connect that straight down to my initial to the bottom line. Yeah. This is interfacing for the back. Now if you look at the video, there's a joining at the back. So instead of me cutting it out, I just used ½ inch to sew it all the way down. Okay, so that's one of the things you do, you know. So go ahead and cut the interfacing for the front and for the back. So the next thing is to go right into the sewing, and I'm going to show you. Piece, you know, there's a joining at the front, so I'm going to hold that and join it all together. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I use 1/2 inch to do that, so use ½ inch to sew it all the way down to that point. Okay, so the next thing is to work on our shoulder. So take out your front piece, your back piece now, and connect the 2 shoulders together. ½ inch, remember, nice and clean. So go ahead and sew the side seam using ½ inch sewing allowance. Then give it a nice press, and your dress is ready. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you turn on your notification, and please guys, subscribe to my channel. Please share, like, and comment. If you have anything to ask me, just leave it down in the comment section. I'll be sure to reply. So yes, the finished look guys, it came out nice and well. So till I see you next time, bye.